can beg for your life, then. There he is, the King of Albion. You've made it. Just like I always knew you would. It doesn't get any easier, though. You have a country to run now. And with Jasper busy in the sanctuary, you'll need a new personal aide. Someone who can keep you organized. Let me introduce you to...
Hobson. Hobson's the name, Your Majesty. May I say what an extraordinary honor it is to serve you? I have a vast wealth of experience, I assure you, though I have yet to experience vast wealth. That, Your Majesty, is an example of the sense of humor which will no doubt make our time together such a delight.
No doubt. Well, I'll leave you two to get better acquainted. I should begin preparations for the trial.
The trial, of course. The very first item on today's agenda. Among my other qualities, I am well versed in toadying, public relations, and time management. And I heartily believe the key to being a successful king is following a well-scheduled royal agenda. If you will permit me, here are today's appointments. I'm sure you will do a marvelous job presiding over your brother's trial, which, as I said, will be your very first royal duty. Your subjects await in the throne room for what is sure to be an historic occasion, Your Majesty.
All stand to attention for the King of Albion. Logan, former King of Albion, you stand accused today of crimes against the kingdom and its people. Those who brought you to justice will now speak.
There's not a soul alive in the kingdom who hasn't suffered for his glory, and plenty who've died for it. I says, let him have some death of his own.
Look, I'm not one for lopping people's heads off, but we saw Major Swift executed like it was a bloody circus act. He deserves nothing less as far as I'm concerned.
But aren't we better than that? Isn't that why we fought to be here now? I've seen what Logan has done to this city. People starving to death, children forced to work. But killing him now won't solve anything.
It is not my place to decide his fate, but his betrayal condemned many of my people to death. He promised us salvation, and then left us to face the darkness alone.
I had good reason to break that promise, and I had good reason for the crimes you claim I committed. The day I returned to Albion, I received a visit from a blind seer, Teresa, our father's guide. She showed me the future of this kingdom. The darkness in Aurora is coming here, bringing death, destruction, the end of our way of life. The sacrifices I had to make, I did them to protect Albion. If a few had to suffer, it was to build an army. If a few had to die, it was to save a country. I have spent years preparing for this attack. Let me stand by your side now and all my soldiers will be yours to command. Let us face the coming darkness, together.
If this is true, if it's really coming here, we are all in grave danger.
You have the power over life and death, brother. Now choose.
Your brother's fate is in your hands. The choice is yours, Your Majesty.
I prepared you for a day like this. I know you will choose what you think is right for Albion.
This is not the time for revenge. We need your help, Logan.
The king has made his decision. Logan's life will be spared.
I know you will never forgive me for the things I've done. You told me so once, remember?
Of course I do.
But what matters now is that we defend our land. The castle is yours, and so is the throne. I'm glad to be rid of them.
You have fulfilled the first part of your destiny. You were little more than a child when you left the castle. You have become a hero, a leader, and now, finally, a monarch. But your journey is not yet done. Now you are king. You can know the truth. Albion will soon be attacked, and the threat could not be greater. Darkness is coming to our land. It cannot be reasoned with, it cannot be halted. The ruler of Albion is all that stands between the world we inhabit and that darkness. That is why you had to take your brother's place. The course of history demands it. If you do not succeed, everything we know will come to an end.
Why didn't you tell me all this at the start? It was never about Logan, was it?
I told you what you needed to know, and I never spoke anything but the truth. With Logan on the throne, Albion would have been doomed. This much I know. Only with a hero wearing the crown do we stand a chance of survival.
And how do I stop it?
You won't. Its arrival is inevitable. 1 year from now, the darkness will fall upon Albion. All you can do is prepare, and hope to save as many of your people as you can. How you do so is up to you. 2 paths lie ahead. You may keep the promises you have made and be known as a benevolent ruler. But understand that doing so will leave little to spend on the kingdom's protection and may lead you to disaster. It is not easy to be popular and keep the treasury full, unless you are willing to sacrifice your personal wealth. But you may also choose to break those promises, to harm your people in order to save them. You will not lack the means to build the army you need, but you will be hated. This path will cast you in the role of a tyrant, as it did your brother. You have 1 year to do what Logan could not. Be the ruler that readies Albion for the greatest threat it has ever faced, and be the hero that can stand against it.
Your Majesty, I'm not sure what to say after receiving such news. The darkness that is coming. People won't understand what it means. Nobody could, without living through it first. We need to prepare. If we can't stop the attack from happening, we have to be ready when it comes. Having Logan's troops on our side is a good start. But you will need to raise a fortune to pay for the army we'll need. Hobson will show you the treasury, and I'm sure he can explain just how to fill it.
Indeed I can.
Then I will leave you to it. Ben and I will begin recruiting and training soldiers at once.
If you will follow me, Your Majesty. Oh, how I have looked forward to this moment. This is it, Albion's royal treasury, the store of the kingdom's total wealth. It's, well, not as replete as one would like, but just imagine this room shimmering with hills, valleys, and plateaus of gold, a topography of riches going all the way up to the ceiling. It will require nothing less to build this army everyone is talking about. Which brings us to the second item on today's agenda, and one I'm personally very excited about. Setting the tax rate for the coming year. As you probably know, your brother was taxing the people rather heavily, and some say that this has led to poverty, starvation, and other societal ills. You have three clear choices, Your Majesty. 1, lower the tax rate, which one could argue would help the poor and the hungry, but would also leave the treasury in a miserable state. 2, maintain Logan's policies. Not a popular move with the people, but moderately popular with the Treasury. And 3, and don't let my enthusiasm influence you in any way, raise the taxes even further. True, many will suffer in the short term, but we will be able to protect the kingdom and run our fingertips over vast amounts of gold in this very room. What will it be, Your Majesty? Very well, Your Majesty. A prudent choice. Why upset the status quo? The time for revolution has passed, and people are used to the current rate of poverty and starvation. Those who survive will thank you in the end. But you will still need to raise a lot more gold by other means. Unless you're willing to donate some of your own money to the Treasury. Oh, I'm sorry. I do like a little joke now and then. However you decide to proceed, you should acquaint yourself with the Royal Ledger. It is a logbook that allows the reigning monarch to make deposits and withdrawals from the Treasury. A most useful financial tool. But my, look at the time. You really ought to attend to the next item on today's agenda. Riva has a most intriguing proposal for you in Bowerstone Industrial. Now, I know you have had your differences, but it is time to put those behind you and work together. Nobody can raise money like Riva can, I assure you. I have seen to it that your appearance among the populace is well publicized. So expect a crowd.
The promise you made to Kaelin is now on the wall with the others.
I cannot tell you what joy it brings me to see you crowned king at last. I served proudly under your father when he sat on the throne, and I will continue to serve you to the best of my abilities. But becoming a ruler does not mean you cease to be a hero. That is why I'm afraid your property was irreparably damaged during the battle. The armory is at your disposal. Burning a foe can have a profound psychological impact on his fellows, unless they're heartless brigands or mindless animals, which probably encompasses the vast majority of your foes. Still, it will look dramatic. Swords are fast weapons which require skill and finesse to wield. Any other business to attend to?
Don't tempt...
Oh, happy day! His Majesty, the King of Albion, graces us with his radiant presence. I knew last time we met that you would emerge victorious from such public sibling rivalry. And now, here I am, to assist you in filling your coffers till they are fit to burst. What better way to begin your reign than by reinstating one of my most successful policies? There is no greater waste than the idleness of our city's youth, but my employment scheme guarantees children of all ages will have something to occupy them, whilst ensuring our factories are properly manned.
It's just monstrous. Don't listen to him. You promised you would end child labor. Remember that promise now.
And what would you have us do with the snotty little indigents?
The only way Bowerstone is going to climb out of the gutter is through education. Nothing is more important to our future than that. Turn this factory into a school. Give the children of this city the chance they never had.
A school? Well, that's an original thought. Well, if you'd like to be known as a pauper monarch, then by all means, listen to her. Reaver Industries will abide by your decision.
The youth of this city deserve an education, it's true. All I'm suggesting is that we teach them a trade.
You are better than your brother. Don't repeat his mistakes.
You ought to consider the financial benefits, Your Majesty. After all, wages ought to decrease in direct proportion to the size of the employee.
I know we have to prepare for war, but you have to do the right thing here.
You need gold, Your Majesty, just as your brother did. Don't let sentimentality get in the way.
The factory will become a school.
Thank you. We can really start changing people's lives now. This will be an Albion worth fighting for.
I shall begin the necessary modifications at once. Welcome to Reaver Industries Learning Center, Bowerstone Industrial's first ever school. You can now feel secure in the knowledge that your children can become the well-educated automatons you always wanted them to be.
Sorry.
Boo! Hiss!
Hello, superhero. Hello.
Sir,
Hello. Wow.
you're dressed well, I must...
Superhero. Wow.
Right.
Cool as you. Cool. The king.
Can't wait.
Oh. It wasn't me, miss. I'm never naughty.
You look
But very
really
often, really.
cool.
I just have a big imagination. I'm having the best day.
Go on. Ooh, what is it?
Whoa.
Hey, if you do something for me, we could be friends. Thanks. I'm glad you've accepted the job. Come back when you're finished. Greetings, my liege.
The king's a fool if he thinks he can rule without our support. Give us what we want or move aside.
Oh, hello
How are you this fine day, sir?
Hi there, darling. Oh, I mean, Your Majesty.
Well, hello there. I could use your help, you know, cleaning up the streets. I'm ashamed to admit it, but we've had a rash of jailbreaks, and not enough men on duty to track the criminals down. If you could help us out, I'd pay you for your time. Just find them and drag them back here. No doubt they'll put up a fuss, but you can handle it, I'm sure. That's great. With your help, we'll get the criminal scum off our streets once and...
How good to see you, sir.
Boo!
Boo!
At your command.
Boo!
Ah, Your Majesty.
Let's get moving. All right, it's a fair cop, as the saying goes. Well, lead the way, then.
I really need some help. I won't forget it, ever.
At your orders, sir.
I'll buy anything.
Sure, you'll get your money for turning me in, but don't start thinking you're making a difference or anything. I'll be back. But I'm innocent, honest. You didn't see nothing incriminating.
Look at that. You've collared the most famous pie thief in Albion. Bakers everywhere will rest easy tonight. Excellent work. You've earned this. Here's your pay.
If you want
At your
quality,
command.
I'm afraid you have to pay for it.
Your Majesty, please accept
Best
this
shopping
small
right.
token of
Be
my
mad to go anywhere
esteem.
else.
Greetings, sir.
My king.
Ah, it's our mighty king. Hello.
Oh, here you are then. I'm sorry, it's awfully hard to concentrate on my letter. With all that noise, I get through half of it and then I find I'm writing, I had it off with your mum, or some other horrible thing.
The king! Wow! The king! Wow!
You look great.
Grease 1 large round cake pan. Combine flour, eggs, butter, sugar and salt in a large mixing bowl. Beat thoroughly, then pour mixture into cake pans. Bake for 30 minutes and allow to cool. Note, this activity is, in fact, perfectly safe and most appropriate for right before your mum discovers you've done any of the other things described in my book.
Or will it just be the regular stuff today?
Have a look at what I've got. You have not seen anything like it.
It's the king! Wow!
Let me know if you have trouble finding anything.
Bet you won't find a better deal than here in my shop.
We had a couple of rough patches, but at the moment we're doing okay.
How are you today, sir?
What would you like
Ooh,
today?
nice.
That's dear, but good.
Sir? Well met, my lord.
Greetings, my liege.
Well, that's a welcome change for the day I'm having.
Greetings, your majesty.
If I had a shirt like that, I'd wear it every
Ah,
day.
it is the
Oh.
Lord.
Woo! Oh, you can buy that. Hey! Oh. You should spend your money here. Then I can have it.
Oh, we've got more in the back, so just let me know if you want to see more.
Yes, me again.
Hello there, Your Majesty. I hope you're well.
Always a joy to see you, your royal grandness.
Sure is a beautiful day. Except where you're standing. Are you lost? Can I help you starve and die?
Okay, well, goodbye then.
Right, thank you.
Hello, your royal majesty.
At your command.
Don't go into battle
Sail.
without...
Oh, please, please, great hero. Can I have your autograph? Please?
This is for you,
It's
Your
really,
Majesty.
really you. Hi. Whoa.
I'd love to have your
Everything you could possibly need,
right,
Majesty.
yeah.
Right here.
You look really cool.
A great way.
If you can't find what you want, it's not worth buying.
Your Majesty, I'm so chuffed with your rule. I've got a present
Okay,
for you.
maybe you're not the piece of hobdung I thought you were.
Rubbish!
Bah!
I
hear
just want
there's
to
a
show
new
you how
school
much we
opening around
appreciate
here.
what
Fine
you've been
by
doing,
me.
Your Majesty.
Anything that keeps the kids
Yeah,
out of my
have
way
this.
is a good thing. You sure you're holding that the
You're
right
most...
It's
for you, Your Majesty.
Lots of books.
Hey, I like your hat.
You
Always a
look
joy
like
to see
the
you, your
most
royal
strange
grandness.
and supernatural thing.
What do you want then?
Right.
Boy, am I glad to see you.
Leave it, will ya?
Do you have anything I can buy off you?
Oh.
I really need some help. I won't forget it, ever.
Boo!
Hello,
Hiss!
Your Majesty.
Bah!
Sir, wish I looked half as good as you.
Hi.
Woo!
Oh. Can I have your autograph? Pretty please.
can I help you then?
That's brilliant. Cheers.
Always a pleasure.
Let me buy
How
your
are you this
unwanted
fine
items.
day, sir?
Fair price paid.
Hello there, Your Majesty.
Hey, where'd you get those shoes? Oh, they're not bad.
Cool. The king.
Oh, I'll just get
Wait
myself
till I
out of
tell
your
Mum
way,
about
shall I?
Is all well, my lord?
Majesty.
Hello, Your Majesty.
Bowerstone's finest items.
You are looking well today, my lord.
I'll never ask for an autograph again.
Buy
Let
what
me know if you have
need
trouble
and leave me
finding
alone.
anything.
Hi, I'm in the mood for some shopping.
I can give you a whole new look.
It's supposed to weave interesting thoughts into my head.
I can't fit them all in my cupboard. Oh, that makes me want this.
We've sold swords to all the greatest warriors.
That's nice.
Thanks for that, love.
What do you want?
Nice doing business with you.
The economy is at a peak we've never reached before. Well, according to those...
We're owned by a real adventurer. So, you know our goods are good. Melee weapons of all sizes. Not you again.
Have you ever been? Maybe I should visit one day.
The most original haircuts in town.
We're going to break the record for number of customers. I give hard cash for your unwanted goods on the spot.
Cool. The king. Wait till I tell Mum about this.
That is some mighty fine. Good, thank you. Come back and see me after, won't you? Need some help there? Enjoy. Enjoy. I hope it brings you great happiness. We enjoy.
I'll buy anything. Well, almost anything.
Ah, it's a mighty
your command?
thing.
Don't recall ever seeing that before, though I am drunk most days.
Boo! Boo!
Wow, I love it.
Think something of myself.
The last house I rented had a rat problem.
Yeah.
Hey!
Listen, I don't want any trouble.
You're what they
How are you
call
this fine day, sir?
Brawny, if you don't mind me saying.
Thanks. I can finally bring some food home. This means so much.
Awaiting your command, my lord.
Now and again I'll give a friend a discount, but don't tell everyone.
Ha! You're funny, but looks aren't everything.
Not like those mean gnomes. I'm a million times worse. My favorite things are music and sunshine and love. And pain. You look familiar. Oh, yeah, I remember. You look just like this girlie I used to shag! I feel like celebrating today. Because today's the day you die.
Oh, wow!
I was hoping you'd come round. I could use a good laugh. I've said it before and I'll say it again. I hate you. If I had a friend like you, I could tell them secrets. Like that I'm going to set you on fire. Those are nice shoes. But don't you think your Grand's feet are cold without them?